Hey, what's going on, Jeremy? How's everybody going? How you doing today? I'm gonna get some bait out here. We got fresh. I'm talking caught yesterday. We got some good bait, some trout. So it's frozen, but we don't mind that. So cool. Yeah, we got some big old trout to bait up. Just need to get cleaned up a little bit. Throw these puppies on there. Hey, what's going on, Martin? How's it going? Yeah, we got some donkey baits. We're gonna see if these flatheads like these big donkey baits. So, see if there's some big ones lying around up in this big old trout head. So, I'm gonna get these baits casted out and see what we can do. I'm gonna try casting deep first. I want to set one fairly deep. See what happens. Set this one. Oh, geez. There we go. Let's see what we can pull in here. So, Martin, how's it going? Yeah, these baits are pretty large. They're pretty big, so I don't know. I'll see what happens. It's a little windy. You got winds blowing out of the south, pushing north. So the tide is kind of weird. But all right, we are all baited up. We're gonna see what happens today. See if we can get on the daytime flathead. So I'm on the Schuylkill River, not too far away from where I had the flathead challenge. Can you guys hear me? Okay? Is the audio okay? I just want to make sure because I don't want to seem a little, or it's the wind's blocking it or anything. So I don't know what to expect, to be honest. These baits are, I mean, like I said, I got some pretty big baits on there. And I'm just gonna play it by ear and see what happens. This is not a new spot for me. I've fished here plenty of times during the August September season. So we'll give it a shot now. The water temperature went up. Uh, you guys can't see that rod tip. chunky rod, so let me just tilt this up a little bit. How's that? That looks a little better. All right, yeah, that's good. Yeah, so the water temperature is now 50 degrees. It's right at that 50 mark. I'm only going to get a little warmer. The weather we got here is nice overcast, about 50 degrees as well. And we're expecting some rain, I think, in the next couple days. So with all those conditions in mind, we're gonna see what we can do here. See if those flatheads will start biting. I don't know. I kind of want to move this back some. Let me get that other rod. I'm gonna move this back some. So everyone can kind of see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, everyone can see that rod now. That's good. All right, and I can see the chat. Chat's good. All right, we got all the rods out. Everyone can see all the rods, which is good. Obviously, I got the chunky rod right in center stage, so we're gonna go see what this chunky rod can do. That's got the trout head. Yeah, right on the scoople. And this spot is definitely notorious for flatheads, which is good. I'm just waiting to see if they're actually down in this spot, because this might be a spot that I fish at on Thursday. And as everyone knows, flatheads, they take some time. They're going to take some time to actually bite. So, I mean, I'll be here for probably a couple hours till about 2 o'clock again. That'll be kind of my stopping time. And we'll see what we can catch. Yes. Now we want to take down. You got that right, Martin. I am excited to see what this spot holds. I probably have the baits out. I mean, I can't. I guess the river is, I want to say, maybe a couple 100 yards wide. If you guys can see all the way in the back, there's a little bend right here, and yeah, it's about a couple 100 yards wide. I mean, I only have it out there maybe 40, 50 yards, somewhere around there. There is some structure down there a little bit. There's structure, there's rocks. As you get closer to the bank, there's more rocks than out in the middle. But the casts were probably about that, that spot where they're going to be holding. It's pretty deep. I'd say about 10 to 15 feet deep right there, where I'm casting into. The chunky rod, it's a little, for some reason, it might be a foot or two shallower than the other two rods. They don't really have a Navionics out there. What's going on, 217 Rebel Outdoors? How's everything going today? Feels pretty good out here. I got another angler out here. He's fishing a little bit. He just started. I just started. I'm gonna see who catches the first fish. But I got trout. All I'm using is trout today. Nothing but trout. I got some big ones too. Last weekend they stocked
They stocked our rivers with the rainbows and some browns, some brown trout for the opening day of trout season. Our limit, our limit's 5, and I actually pulled in 2 days in a row. I got my limit, and then yesterday I was able to bag 3 of them. So I have a lot of bait for this challenge. I'm hoping this is, you know, this is something that the flatheads like. I mean, it's a fish, but it's not, your typical bluegill. And last week on Jody's channel, I I caught that flathead on a sunny, live sunny. But I did have some eel on, and I did get a hit, a nice hit on the eel. But he didn't take it; he hit it fast. So we don't know what's really gonna come about with, frozen cut bait. But it's fresh, very very fresh. Raining on the fish. Well, I mean, if you have the rain gear, I would uh I would advise you to at least give it a try. I mean, it doesn't hurt. I was fishing yesterday, 2 days ago, and it was raining, and the trout, they were biting. I mean, obviously because they're stock fish, they're going off of the feed. So that was kind of, it's pretty much cheating. I mean, unfortunately, I typically don't like to, cheat a little like that, but when the state is giving me free fish, I am gonna eat it up. I'll take them. And it was only like 5 minutes from my house, so that wasn't a bad thing. You can't stand getting wet? Well, if you have like maybe a bridge or something, that may work. Going underneath a bridge and fishing from there, if they have that capability, that'd be pretty neat. I was actually going to do a video of the trout fishing, but there were so many people there, even at around noontime when for lunch. I mean, they were stacked in there. I mean, most of them were probably retired guys because they were a bit older than me, much older than me. But they were packed in there like sardines. It's probably, in a little hole that was maybe 15, 20 feet in diameter. There was probably 10, 15 people fishing that same spot. We're going to let these baits marinate a little bit in that water. As you know and I know, it takes a little bit of time for these flatheads to really come through and smell that bait and really hit down on these chunks. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's the thing, fishing in certain conditions is much more ideal than just going out regardless of the weather. I mean, it does feel a lot better to be able to sit back, not have to worry about anything, and really just, you know, take everything in at the same time. I'm just happy I was able to get out today. I went up to my my broker broker's office today and picked up some signs for my real estate. So I'm going to be, I gotta put them out. So it gave me a little bit of time this afternoon to get out here. Packed up all my stuff, drove up there, picked up the signs, and then came back. Oh, you don't mind the cold? That's okay. Yeah, the cold's not bad. Yeah, but when you start getting the rain and the wind, that's when it just becomes a nuisance. Definitely not fun at all. I really hate the wind. Now, if it's a 90-degree day and there's wind out there, hey, I'm not complaining at all. Love that. But definitely from the bank, fishing from the bank is tough in windy conditions because you got all that, slack line that it's tough to, keep tight because that wind just keeps pushing and pushing. So last time I was here, it was right about this time I got my first hit on that sunny. About 10-15 minutes in. So if they're here and they smell it, I'd love for you fish to come get this bait. This is really gonna show me if they're gonna bite during the daytime in this particular area, water temperature, the whole deal. Like I said, I'm pre-fishing for Jody's tournament on Thursday. So if I can get some of the smell out there of this trout, maybe by the time, the tournament rolls around, they got a whiff of it and they're feeling the trout instead of like sunnies or anything else they're trying to eat. Oh, the 21st. Very cool. Very cool. Hopefully I see, hopefully I actually am a part of that one. Once this weather really starts to warm up, I really think they're gonna explode. Because normally this spot is a very, very, very popular spot to fish at, especially for flatheads. I mean, there's spots upriver, a little further, and not too far from here, but they're probably more ideal conditions as far as major structure, bridge. We have a bridge up that area. There's, definitely some debris down the bottom that I know of. And we've caught a fish already there. So we definitely know it's gonna be good. But yeah, I'm just testing this spot out. Let's see what happens. I don't have high expectations for this spot just because it's the first time of the year that I've been here. I don't know what to expect. We're gonna give it a shot. I'd like to see this head on the chunky rod go down. That would be pretty cool. But they're definitely donkey baits. They're not small. I would say they're probably a half pound, somewhere around there. I just don't know. Do you think the thing is? Do you think the peg float will keep that bait off the bottom? Are the peg floats, buoyant enough to keep them off the bottom, or, or is it just gonna drop? It's not gonna be able to hold it up properly. I mean, there's little current, not too much. Yeah, it's pretty, I mean, I'm looking at stuff on the water right now, and it's not even moving. But I know there's current out there because the waterfall downstream here, it's, water's coming out of it. So there has to be some type of current going through here. Well, we need to see a nice takedown. Yeah, I would say probably another 15 minutes. I'll change positions. Throw a little shallower, maybe a different angle, a little bit. Or how should I mean, do you think I should do that, guys? Should I just cast back out at the same spots, roughly? Or should I change up positions as far as the angles and stuff? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, I haven't really fished during the day for flatheads. So I don't know what the bite is going to be like. It's kind of unpredictable for me. We'll definitely see what happens. Hopefully we got big baits equal big fish. So everyone's, hey, Danimals, what's up? What's going on? How's everything going with you? We're out here on the Schuylkill River at one of our flathead spots, kind of pre-fishing, seeing what's going on, seeing if they're biting, seeing if they're active. We're just doing everything. We're just making sure, making sure we have fish in the area. This spot I might actually fish on Thursday if the weather is if the weather is nice. I do have a pop-up tent that I can use, but as you can see, I don't know if you can see this area right here. It's not necessarily level ground, so I do have a little level spot that I can put it, but it's a walking path right there and a bike path, so that may interrupt some of the the pedestrians that are coming through. But I mean, we're talking 10 o'clock at night. I don't expect to see too many people out here like that. That's always the plan. You know, with this season coming, starting up, that's one of the thought processes is, am I gonna get out there? Do I have to, how do I get out on the lakes, the rivers, ponds? How can I get myself out there? Yeah, 217 was just talking about, the wind and the windy conditions, and it's definitely, it really is pretty tough in windy conditions. You don't really get the best line set up, unless you got some super heavy weight or something, or your river's really fast. That'll just pull it down anyway. But in our rivers and stuff like that, it's not pulling as fast as other ones. And as far as, once that wind starts picking up, it's blowing those lines around. If I know these flatheads, they don't hit too hard. They'll tap and go, but some of them, the bigger ones, will definitely, they'll play with it, and it's hard to see in windy conditions if they're actually biting on it or not. Can't really tell. Pontoon Jody, scroll up for my comment. What are you talking about? I'm trying to guess when it's a husband or guy. Oh, that's cool. Very nice. Where's Jody at? I don't see any comments. I don't see your comment, Jody. I only see the one. Yeah. Yeah, what you talking about, Jody? I don't see any comments unless it was on earlier that I didn't even get a chance to. I might have to go back and look at it. Oh, come on, flatties. Yeah, mostly underneath the bridge. Yeah. A guy was just asking me if guy was just asking me, where do you get hung up a lot? That's it. At first, I was like everywhere, but definitely right underneath the bridge here on this other side of me, you definitely get hung up. I mean, I've got hung up so many times. I mean, I've lost rig after rig trying to. Oh, this guy's gonna fish right here. I'm gonna fish. He casting near me. Yeah, I've lost so many rigs underneath that bridge. I mean, but that means there's a lot of structure there. So, yeah, we're gonna let these baits soak there for a while. You know what? I'll probably just leave them here. I don't think. I think about 45 minutes. 45 minutes. I'll actually. Oh well, polar bear. We are on a different type of fish. We're fishing for flatheads today, and we have we're gonna have a time constraint till about 2 o'clock. So we're fishing for flatheads. So this is gonna definitely be a waiting game. It's not gonna be pleasant. Um, obviously you guys can see the rods, and hopefully we get a nice takedown, or at least get one fish. If we can get one fish, I will be so happy. I'll actually be super happy. I don't know what I'm gonna do myself. Yeah, we got lots of overcast, but not calling for actual rain. So not until, there's probably like a 40% chance at like 6 o'clock, but that's really not gonna do too much. That might even just blow over. I wouldn't expect to see too much happen there. So we're kind of waiting for a flathead to come by, or a flathead to smell those baits. Because I've got trout out there. We're gonna be fishing until the sunnies and bluegills start to get bigger, and they start to come into the streams and creeks around my area. I'm not really looking to use them. So this is the bait of choice. I have plenty of it. So I'm going to be using this exclusively. A lot of people use the shad, herring, eel. I want to give this a try. I think I've actually caught one on trout one time. But and the thing is I'm pretty sure there aren't too many trout in these waters. Maybe upstream further. But cut bait is cut bait to me. Oh, geez. 59, mostly 17 mile. Dan, that's the trick right there, is that the 17-mile-an-hour winds. It's like, it's just enough to ruin a day. Because here, we're probably at 50, I'd say around 50, 52 degrees. Not too bad weather conditions. It's not cold. There's a very, very mild breeze. It'll pick up a little bit here and there, but it's really not that bad. Yeah, here, let me show you the bait I got. So I forget what day I caught these two. It was one of my 5 bag limits. But here's the trout, rainbow. I mean, he's a good size. He's probably about 14, 15 inches, at least, somewhere around there. And then I got the rest of it. And see, look, they're even, you can see the power bait. That's what a lot of people use out here. They'll use power bait for food to catch them, to catch the trout, because they're used to just feeding on whatever, whatever is coming about, whatever looks like what they were feeding in the stocked areas. So let's see what we can get. I mean, if we can get on one, that'll be I'm so happy. And awesome. Oh. Yeah, so we're just doing a little experimenting today. If you guys didn't hear earlier, we're on the Schuylkill River, and we're definitely going to see if the fish are biting, or at least in the area for this the pre-fishing for Jody's tournament. Yeah, this is definitely a cool spot. Um, right across the street here, or right across the river, and then over across the highway is the Philadelphia Zoo. So I'm just out of, you guys can see that really big building there. That's the FMC building. I don't know what goes on in there. But at night, what I should do, if I'll do the camera angle on this side, and you can actually see that building. It's all lit up, and it has different colors and stuff like that. But it's a pretty cool sight when you're fishing. You get to see the different lights and everything. Sometimes they change colors. That's pretty neat thing to have. Hey, John, how's it going? Is that Trailer? Trailer. John Trailer. Thanks for stopping in the channel, John. We're fishing for flatheads. So sit down, grab some popcorn, maybe lunch, grab some lunch, and we can take a look at these rods and see if we can get a takedown on these trout I got out there. They're not full whole trout, but they're frozen. Well, they're cut. I just caught them the last couple days, so they're really fresh, and they're pretty big too. I just want to see a good takedown. That's all. I just want to see if there's a fish in there, or even a tap. I wouldn't mind even just having a tap. Hopefully everyone can see the rods. Oh, you're probably fishing FDR. Only got one so far. How you making that? We're not. I mean, we don't have anything right now. We haven't caught anything. John is actually on the complete opposite side of the city. He's at a park right now that they've got snakeheads in there, bass, carp. I don't think there's too many catfish in that place, but you never know. They could always come around. I mean, you find carp, you typically find catfish. But he's out on the kayak in the, I guess you can call it, well, to other people it would be a pond. I mean, I don't think it's that big to call it a lake, but I mean, for us, I mean, you can call it a lake. All right, we got about 10 more minutes before we change things up a little bit. Let's see if we can, we'll change the depth up, the distance, casting distance, change the angle a little bit so we can, see if the fish are moving around. Because it seems like the water current is pretty slow, so I'm hoping for some movement in these fish. Actually, you know what? It's been about that time. I'm gonna reel these in. You think I should change the bait? Should I change it? I mean, should I rebait, or should I just throw them back out there again? I don't know. I feel as though I should rebait, but there's no telling. I mean, I think they're still good. How do you guys feel about that? Rebait? Oh, yeah. do? Nah, I'm not gonna rebait. I have enough to go. I mean, I definitely have. I mean, I probably have another 3 pieces on this fish. On this fish is what's left over from my first baits. I mean, it's the head in 2 chunks, 2 nice sized chunks. So, I mean, I guess all right. If I got plenty, I'm gonna rebait. So it's been about, yeah, I'd say about 40 minutes. Let's go ahead and bring these baits in. Oh yeah, the pocket's going on this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave these out because we don't want to be feeding the fishies if I'm to catch them. I mean, I know the rats are gonna eat these up. So actually, I'll throw them towards the rat. Oh no, no, don't put them water. Oh crap! My drag wasn't set for this. Yeah, I think I actually, you know what? I think I should keep that. I think I should keep that head on there still. Oh no, I got more. I think I should keep that head on there. Downsize the bait. You know what? I'm gonna keep this one out there. That seems like it's got some good meat to it. This is gonna be a donkey bait. We won't throw that out as deep. Wow, that's a deep hole. That's a pretty deep hole right there. So we're gonna keep that we're gonna keep that head out there, and then we're gonna rebait the other ones with some smaller baits. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I mean they're pretty small pieces. Well, I mean for, for what it's worth. I mean, the thing is that these fish they're gonna eat. So let's put this guy a little short. I won't throw it out too far. Yeah, I'm not gonna throw it out too far. Wow, that's fairly deep. I think there's a ledge there too. Because it drops down, and then it almost seems like it comes back. Definitely drops down. So I'm going to cast this one a little to the left. See what's over there. So I got the different spots. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Pretty tight. If anything hits him, I'll know. That one's good. Keep the head, yeah. Yeah, you know what I did? Yeah, I downsized just a little bit on the other two rods here. I downsized on these two rods. That head definitely still definitely has some juices in it. I mean, as far as like the brains and the livers and all that, whatever's sitting next to that fish's head behind it. I'm gonna run down here a second and see. I'll talk to this guy real quick. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be able to see my lines, but I'm gonna talk to this guy for a second and see what's going on, what he's fishing for. What's that? Right. No, it was just the pocket, the gut pocket fell out of it. So I'm just rebaiting. Yeah, right now you got to keep fresh baits out there sometimes, just so they smell it. But they'll go down. You'll see them if you're here long enough. Hopefully.
All right, we are back. We are back. No bites so far, but we are fishing for flatheads. So we freshened up our baits, got new baits out there. So the baits I have are about, I'd say they're like half, I'd say they're like, a cut up sunny. You cut them up in half. That's about the size that I'm using right now. I still got that head in there on there. Just waiting for that chunky rod to go down. That would be awesome. I changed up my distance, so I'm going a little bit shorter because, like I said, this water it'll go down to about 6 feet and then drop off into like a channel right here. And I was fishing probably like the back side of the channel for the most part when I was casting out pretty far. So what I did was I backed it off into the other side and maybe down towards the bottom a little bit more. So we'll see. So we'll see if there's any fish lingering sitting in the bottom. I mean, this is a pretty. I mean, this place last season definitely. I mean, we were catching. I mean, there's other guys that were here that I've seen fish here before. While I was fishing, and they were pulling in at the time like three or four of them, decent sized flatheads at a time. And I mean, we're not really in any type of area where there's a whole lot of, I guess it's a little more open, but there's a little bit of current, and there's really structure down below with all the big rocks and fallen timber and stuff like that's been in here for quite some time. So I know the habitat isn't bad. Not a bad spot as far as the habitat, but there's other places right above me that have even more structure. But those places, I just don't, with these baits, I just don't want to cast into it today. And this is really the first time Alvin Lewis, what's going on? This is one of the few times that I've actually fished for flatheads during the day. So I'm not 100% certain what we're going to get out of here. I mean, I've caught a flathead before, not a big one, but I caught a flathead probably, between 5 and 10 pounds during the day. And that was at my other spot, the one that I fished last week. But I really didn't feel like, I don't have my cart, so I wasn't really going to lug everything down one by one down to the spot I was fishing. And this spot right here, I've got the parking lot right behind me, which is cool. So I can easily pack up and head on out whenever I need to. We're waiting for one of them fish to bite. They're here. If they like trout, definitely hoping for something. Hey, Jody.
Well, I mean, whenever I can, yeah, I mean, from what I've learned about this spot, as far as casting wise, is that you don't really have to cast too far to get into specific areas where they might be. Um, I mean, I've caught these flatheads in, you know, further out there. I've caught them, you know, I've caught them in all sections of this area. So it's definitely, it's just I guess this area is kind of prime. Like just the whole spot in general is a prime spot. So, kind of moving the baits around. That's what I'm doing right now is just moving the baits around and seeing where that sweet spot might be. Because, I mean, right now I got them at, I want to say 10, 20, about 30 yards. I'd say about 30 yards out, maybe. Between 20 and 30 yards out is where I casted them this time. The other casts were about 40 to 50 yards out, somewhere around there. So we're gonna definitely, we're gonna try everything as much as possible. New? Oh, Pontoon Jody. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a nice day out. I mean, we got a lot of runners, a lot of joggers coming through on the path back here. Always have joggers, which is pretty cool, especially when it gets warm out. In the spring and summer months, I know like when I go live on Friday. I don't know if I'm gonna go live on Friday nights, but I'm gonna try to get out here and there's gonna be tons of people. I mean, it's just gonna be nuts. Yeah, you're right. You are right. A lot of these flatheads, they're not out far in the middle of the rivers. They kind of tend to be closer to the edges for, your bait fish and the fish that they're swallowing up. Especially when they're coming in close to feed. That's definitely one of the maneuvers that they do. So I definitely get what you're saying on that. Try to, you don't have to necessarily keep them, far out there. Um, I think this, I think this river has multiple channels in them because of the bridges and the way the the boaters. We get a lot of the crew members. They'll practice up and down this river all the time, and there's probably I want to say there's probably three channels out there um, in between each one of the bridge pylons. I'd say there's three channels, and then we got your deep holes. But with the lack of navionics up above, the dam is down that way, probably about a half, say about a half mile. Yeah, the dam's about a half mile down further than this, and there's really nowhere these fish are going to go. We'll see what happens. Doesn't hurt to try. All right, so it's been an hour. It's been about an hour since we cast it out. No luck so far, but we're gonna try. I mean, we're gonna keep pushing through. We're definitely, and maybe this, maybe this might, kind of chum the area for these fish to come through, and if they get that scent, they stay in this area because they smell it, and hopefully they catch some fish here. It's definitely a little tough for the bank fishermen. You can't move around too much, but sometimes you have to make a decision, but we're gonna ride this one out. There's no need for me to, I mean, like I said, I'm just trying to spot an area that could potentially have some fish. I'd be totally cool with one of them, just one. Oh, all right, low battery, time to get the battery going here. There we go. Hey, what's going on, Mike? How's it going? Come on, fishy fishies. All right, we'll see if we can get a fish. Got the battery going now. I'm gonna charge up that phone. Hopefully we get a bite now. Got some more electronics working. Hopefully they get, feel the vibrations. Cars moving around. Yeah, this water is pretty calm. Very, very calm water right now. I don't even think it's moving for the most part. I mean, the water level is decent. decent water level, but it's just not flowing fast at all. Like almost feels like you're fishing in a pond or a lake. That's how slow the current is right now. I mean, I got this log out here, pretty sizable log, and it's not even. I mean, it hasn't moved. Wow, that's pretty. Wow. Normally, Mike, yeah, you've had some heavy winds coming through your place out there. That's definitely that's surprising. Yeah, because usually when I see, you got some, tiny waves going, some movement on that water, but to have it sit there like glass, that probably feels a little bit better on your skin too. I mean, as far as the cold, I mean, it's still probably pretty cold out there, but you know, you didn't have to worry about all the wind blowing around, making it frigid. Man, where are these fish at? I don't know where they're at. I think they're over by in the heavy cover. For some strange reason, they might be sitting in the heavy cover. It's okay. We'll give it a shot. Mm. Well, Dan, make the best of it. That's what I say. Make the best of it. Highway's moving nice, no traffic. That's definitely a good sign for when I have to leave. But sometimes we get into some traffic down here that is just brutal. Trying to get out of the city at rush hour traffic is kind of nuts. So how's your vacation coming along, Mike? Or are you done with vacation, or are you still doing it up? Oh, wait. Oh. Oh, very nice. 13. Jeez. Very good. Very good. Very good to hear. I am on my sort of lunch break, you could call it. I usually take some time out, go live, maybe hopefully a couple times a week. Try to go live, get some content out there for everyone. It's weird. I don't know about that middle rod there. It's huh. I don't know if that middle rod slid over. That's weird. But we gotta get a fish on here. Maybe because of the barometer changed. Oh, that's cool. So you're gonna meet up in his area, do some fishing. Yeah, that wind. Yeah, my wind picked up a little bit. Ooh, got a little breeze going here. It actually seems like it's pushing pushing back upstream. That's kind of weird for this river. You know, the water is actually moving upstream a little bit. Yeah, it's actually floating unless it's the wind pushing the top of the water upstream. And yeah, man, the weather just dipped down a little bit, it feels like. Wind coming through. Sean, I am not doing any good right now. We've been here about an hour and 20 minutes, it looks like. Haven't got a bite, but we're fishing for flatheads. We're doing a little pre-fishing to see, just to see if there's any fish in the area, or, this is going to be a decent spot for Thursday night, because this is one of my other my flathead fishing spots that I'll go to and I'll fish. I don't do too many live streams here. This is actually the same spot that I caught my personal best. It was 26 pounds on this bank right here. So I mean, I know there's fish. It's just a matter of them actually biting at this particular time with the weather and all the other variables that go into these fish and the way they behave. So I'm kind of doing a little test for the most part, trying to figure out how these fish are moving or what they're doing in here and seeing what's going on. Now there is one of those diving birds down there. One of those diving birds. I just spotted, and he's going down, which means there might be some bait fish in the water that he's going after. I know that diving fishing, if there's a diving fish, then there's something down there. They don't necessarily, yeah, because he's right over there. I don't know if you can see him on the very edge over here. He's swimming a little bit. He might go out of screen, but he's going down. Yeah, he'll go down. Yeah, he might even stir up the flatheads a little bit. If there's any of them over there, he might be able to, he might move them upstream a little bit, make them come this way. I just hope he doesn't go for my bait. Oh, he's right in front of us now. Yeah, he's right in front of us. He's gonna go right down where this middle rod is. I know it. Oh, there he goes. Let's see where he pops up. He went down right out in front of me. Let's see where he pops back up. See if one of these lines get hit. He doesn't see it. Alright, where'd you go, buddy? Where's he at? Oh, there he is. He's over there now. He went flying through here. So if he went that far, I mean, he went from over here to all the way down there. Matter of seconds. He went down again. Looking for something. Yeah, that is cool, Mike. Meeting up with Avid doing some fishing. Are you guys going to be doing some fishing or? Hey, what's going on, Jay Fox? You are early. Well, I got about an hour left. An hour left of some fishing for some flatheads. During the day, in decent weather conditions, not too cold. It's about 50. And very little wind, not too much. And we got trout on. We're using some trout. So I caught these trout a few days ago on opening day, and the next couple days we went out one day fishing with my daughter. She was actually able to reel in. She reeled in 2 of my fish for me. There's only 4. So she snagged, oh, well, she didn't snag them, but I hooked them up and let her reel them in. Let's just say she was super excited. I do have it on video. I might just post that up, as a little short or something. But these fish haven't been doing too much. No bites, no takedowns. They might be in a holding pattern. I don't know. I'm okay with it. We'll see. All right, so we got about 40 minutes on that. On these lines here. So we are going to rebait again. I'll show you guys what I'm fishing with. And then we'll go from there. So give me a moment. 3B, what's going down? Oh, we're about to rebait up again. Get this head out of here. All right. Oh, wow. Thing squirted out some blood. That was pretty cool. Feed it to the rats. I don't know. Guess I can cut that other head up. Why not? I'll get some fresh bait out there. Cut this stuff up real quick. I'll do one more piece here. Throw this tail section away. Put it on this rod. That's surprising. Trout actually, their skin's pretty tough. I never thought that would be that tough. Get this one out there. I'm gonna throw this one pretty short. I'll throw them all short. Yeah, we're gonna throw these baits fairly short. See what happens. Because the water is not super clear. So that might be a good thing for the, oh gosh, look at how big this fish is. That's one of the trout I caught. Sucker's nice. Huge. I mean, this is a big old fillet. If I were to eat them, these are some big pieces. What's that? That I'm trying to catch, or that? That's a trout. Yeah. No, I caught him a couple days ago. Yeah, some bystanders asking what I'm using here. Guess we'll leave that in there. Yeah. Let me see if I can flip that. That's like some pretty good stuff right there. Whatever that is. I'll just throw it out on there.
this out there.
Like I said, I'm throwing these baits pretty shallow for Jody. I think she has a good method to the madness here. Wow. Wow. That was pretty deep right there. You know, Jody, you might be right. These fish, these might be. That bait was really wow. And there goes that big old head. This thing is massive. Well, hey, gotta catch him. I'm not here. I'm not here for the small guys. All right, so these suckers are, I mean, we're only maybe 10 yards off. Maybe 10 yards. So I've cast it short. Hey, what's going on, Buck? Uh-oh. What are you doing, Buck, here? Nah, no mods. I mean, if people are gonna troll or anything like that, it's no biggie. I mean, I don't have enough subscribers to have any mods, so I'm not too worried about it. All right, so we got our last baits out. We're gonna let them stir in there for about 45 minutes. Let's see what happens. Oh, let me slide this up. There we go. Danny Stone. Hey, lunchtime with Catfish and Curtis. That's right. That's what I do. That's me. Lunchtime Curtis. We're trying to catch some of them lunchtime lunkers out here. We are not fishing the channel for the channel cats. We are in the Schuylkill River, right down about, I don't know, let's say 400 yards. Yeah, I'd say about 400 or 500 yards away from the my normal spot fishing for flatheads. This is actually one of three locations along this area that I actually fish for flatheads. So we got this spot underneath the bridge, right next to the bridge, and on the second bridge. You guys don't typically see the bridges when I'm fishing, just because I typically don't have my camera set up that way. Usually because I have Bill on the other side of me, and he's usually fishing with me, so I tend to try to get him in the picture. If we catch a fish, or one of us catches the fish, we're both in the camera. So, and I usually like to get I usually like to get the juicy spot. So if I get the juicy spot, then I have a better chance of getting one on camera or film. He's kind of like my Joey fishing with me. He gets the secondary locations. The only bad part about this is that they don't have any bathrooms. That's the one bad part about this area. Um, I think I am. Um, I'm just, I mean, there is weather coming through soon. In the next couple days, there's going to be some rain, I think. So I'm not 100% certain that I'm going to be fishing. I'd love to. Uh, if Pontoon Jody allows me to fish on Thursday, I would gladly come aboard. But I really have to make sure that, everything's good to go. I mean, that's kind of why I'm out here right now is I'm trying to figure out if, I'm just trying to see if this spot is gonna, it actually has, a fish or two. But so far, I haven't really seen any good signs that the fish are actually in this particular spot. They might be closer to the big structure instead of coming out towards this area. But I mean, I've never really fished this area. No, I mean, I haven't even fished this time of year. This is the first time I've ever actually fished for catfish this time of year. Typically, I'd be out on a lake or something, or fishing streams and stuff. I wouldn't be actually catfishing. So this is definitely a first for me. Always a learning experience. This will be a good takeaway for daytime fishing in particular conditions. So the last 3 baits that I used out here, I sent deep, then I recasted and put them in the middle of this channel, and now we're at the front side of the channel. So let's see what we can do. Still exhausted. What? Danny, you've been. Oh, wow. Uh-huh. Interesting. Yeah, make sure if there's anybody out there, definitely show them some love. It's always good to share out people's channels. I mean, if you guys, I have no issues with, people sharing out channels on mine. Um, no issues whatsoever. So if you guys have anybody you'd like to share out, please do. I mean, more than welcome. I am 100% okay with it. I mean, we're all out here to get views and get subscribers. So that's what we do. But I think I'm gonna stick to the channels. Stick to the creeks that I fish for channel cats. I'm not gonna really do any flathead fishing during the day, just because it takes a lot of time. I mean, unless you got a bunch of a bunch of flatheads sitting in this area and they're feeding like no other. there's probably a chance that you won't catch anything while you're out here. So, oh, sorry, Buck. I didn't know that. I thought you could just like copy and paste and then put it out. Huh? Interesting. I'm gonna have to look into doing mods then. Let me see. Is that something we can do? I don't know. I guess I have to go on at a. So what do I have to do? Do I just I guess when I go on stream or when I go into my studio or something, and then just add them? I've never really did any moderator stuff before. I don't know how to do that. What was that? Yeah. What's going on, Big Mike? We're fishing for flatties out here. We got trout. We're using trout for bait. Um, we've tried two different distances as far as where to cast and how to, where the fish might be at. No luck so far. I have to do it from YouTube after the stream. All right, good. Let's name the chat and then click add moderator. Okay. Very good. Very good. I'll do that. That's what I'll do. So most of you guys, I'll probably just make moderators. If I don't know if I have a limit or not, but I'll do it. All right, come on, fish. I got some nice big trout out there that I don't eat. But I don't mind messing with it now. I mean, it's not like we're catching anything. So if I just go like that, oh no, here we go. No, that's star comment. That's not how you do it. So, I can't, okay. Just maybe click the dots and you'll figure it out. Okay, so I click the dots. That's star comments. It only has put user in timeout, star comment, and block user. That's the only thing I got in my dots. Oh, so it must be after the stream then. TVA, what's going on? Yeah, so I guess it might be after my stream ends is when I can do it. Steve Locke, what's going on, buddy? We're out here on the Schuylkill River trying to catch some flatheads during the day. No luck so far. Yeah, you can't do it now, but you need another device. He's not on YouTube. He's on a stream. Oh, okay. So I gotta go. All right. So I gotta go on YouTube and do it. All right. That's cool. No worries then. We'll just sit back and enjoy. All you guys just enjoy my channel for now. Forget everybody else and their wonderful channels. You're looking at 3 fishing rods doing nothing. That's what you guys are gonna have to deal with right now. So suck it up and watch the cars go by in the background. Nah, it's just kidding, guys. There's actually another guy fishing straight down the other, just not too far from me. He said it's his first time fishing out here, and he's fishing with shrimp. Huh. Shrimp. He's got some shrimp on there. But I don't think there's too many channel cats up this way. I don't typically find too many channel cats in here. I've never caught a channel cat in here. Only flatheads. I've seen carp pull out of here. Some guys that said they catch bass. So, Brian B, what's up? Coming into the channel. Watching these rods do nothing. Well, we got some boaters coming through. The crew. We got a female, all female cast out there. You'll see them in probably, let's say about 45 seconds. You'll see them pass through. Yeah, this is they're all college, university. It's all the Ivy League schools out there usually. Drexel, University of Penn, Rowan, what did I say? University of Penn. There's a couple more. I don't know exactly which ones they are, but you know, it's the infamous Boathouse Row. Yeah, I don't know if it, I mean they're too fast. I mean those boats are super duper shallow, and they're all the way out in the middle of the river. I don't think there's really going to be too much of a boat bite, just because there's really not much going on. You know, there's really nothing too much in this river for the most part. What is that? Is that an outhouse? Do they have an outhouse? If they have an outhouse, I'm going. I'm gonna have to check. Uncle Lou, hey, what's going on, Uncle Lou? Thank you for stopping in. Hopefully, you'll be able to, have me catch get a bite here. Really, it's been really, really slow. Very slow, lethargic. But the water temperature is up to 50 degrees. And I mean, last week it was down in the 40s, and I did catch a flathead. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. That So we are waiting for some flatties. Yeah, definitely hit them thumbs up. Thumbs up are always good. I mean, even if you don't, I mean, if I'm not catching fish, gladly put a thumbs down, because I mean, I'd love to catch a flathead right now. That would be very, very nice. And the thing is I can't really leave my rods in the bathroom if they have one. That's the only thing that's gonna suck. because it's daytime normally, or at night, everything is blocked off, and it's nice and dark, and you can just you know go somewhere. Thanks, Mike. Thank you very much for stopping in real fast. Thanks for wishing me luck. I'm trying. I'm definitely trying to get a bite out here at least. Got the baits nice and short. It is pretty deep right here, right in front of me, about 10 yards out. I mean, we're looking at maybe at least 10 to 12 feet deep, minimum. Right below, 10 to 15 yards out. We're at about 15 feet, I'd say. And I'm using the official Big Mike donkey baits. I'm not. They're not small baits for sure, but they're probably the size of a half a bluegill. So they're not that big. I mean, big enough for a 7-pound. Oh, did he touch it? No, I thought he touched something. But I definitely have a very large trout head on this chunky rod. I mean, it's probably close to the size of a baseball. So if anything's gonna hit that, it's gonna be big. I'm just hoping that we get a bite. I don't even know if there's an outhouse, to be honest. I think there is one. Let me take a walk real quick. Oh, there is one. Oh, yeah. Yes. All right. So, that's what I'm going to do. All right. That drags loose. I know my rods aren't coming off. They're not coming out of these rod holders. So, all right. Give me a moment. I'll be back. Hopefully, I don't catch a fish. I mean, hopefully I do, but we'll see what happens. I am back. Tighten up those drags.
It's a little too tight. All right, we are back. Let's see what we got. J Fox 217, yada yada yada. All right, we're back, and obviously there's no fish, but it seems like we're gonna get stunk today. I mean, but like I was saying before, it's pretty much it's pretty much a test with the baits, test with the area. Test with everything. Everything is a test. Oh man. Yeah, when that wind picks up, it's a little chilly. I mean, I'm only in like a little fleece thing and a t-shirt, but it's definitely a little chilly. Where are these fish at? Come on, fish. You gotta be in here. They have to be in here. I mean, why wouldn't they be in here? Catfish Curtis. Whoa. Brian B with the pounds for everyone. Wow. Oh, just in my face. Oh, Lord. Where are the fish? I can't even say take the bait. They haven't even got a bite. Take the bait. Take the bait. Take the bait. We need you to take the bait. Come on, fishy fishes. Yeah, something's got to be here. There are no bites. I hope this isn't like this on Thursday, though. I will be very, very shocked. Ah, there we go. Much better. No wind. That feels good. Yeah, I really think these fish are somewhere else. I don't think they've really moved away from their hiding areas too much. I think they're still in their hiding spots. 2 hours. 2 hours out here with not a bite. Wish maybe I had a fish finder or something. You know? Put that baby out there, have it take a look, see if there's anything moving around. This would actually be a real perfect day to do that too.
There's a single rower out there. She's trucking along, coming down the river. Yeah, so that obviously in Philadelphia, you kind of get some interesting comments that people put inside the porta potties, and there was one. I guess he was just whoever's a part of that one was just interested in males 21 to 50 years old. Kind of specific. Ooh, where are the bites? I mean, I might have better luck just taking a line and putting one of those jug lines or whatever they call them, or you know, setting a pole or setting something and just walking away for a long time. There, nothing. We might not even be in here in this area right now. They might still be back that way. Oh. So what should I do, folks? What should I do? Let's stick it out. We'll stick it out till 2. That's what we'll do. Stick it out till 2. See what happens. See if a bite comes on. It's going to be a tough one. This spot is definitely not. I don't think this spot is ready for flatheads. Ooh, Very nice. Very nice, Buck. Very nice. Some words of wisdom from Buck Williams. Let's just hope those words come true. Or yes, staggered. Yes, well, I had 217. I had them out. I had them out deep. I had them out mid range, and I have them short now. They're all, they are fanned out about 20 feet apart, I'd say. Somewhere around there, 20 feet apart. Just so I keep the bait concentrated in the area to see if the fish are coming through or coming in. You are right about staggering. I typically don't do too much. I mean, I kind of do a little bit of stagger, but not too much. I just don't think I don't think the flatheads are at this spot yet. And I typically don't fish daytime for them. I never really have. But yeah, even at night, I usually, I sort of stagger. I don't, it's not drastic, but it's definitely, they're all within like 10 or 15 feet of each other. I mean, 10 or 15 feet up and back. So the current, this is a weird situation with the current. Um, it does flow down this way. It flows this way, but right now it seems like it's turning, kind of, and even like, I mean, I know the water is going out, is falling down there, down in, down by the waterfall. It's going over at a pretty good pace, but I don't think that I, it's pretty much dead water right now. It almost looks like it's dead water right in front of me, or even coming back upstream a little bit. So it's not that the tide or the current's really not doing. Uh, so if you're looking, it's going that way. So the tide really, or I'm sorry, the current isn't really playing too much of a factor. Um, I do have him kind of angled a little bit going upstream, just a hair. If there's an eddy right there, if that is in fact an eddy that what I'm looking at right now, like a swirling current. Yeah, well, the thing is that what you can actually fish this when it's not fast. You can fish straight out. You can kind of fish a little behind yourself. Um, it's really not going fast enough where it's pulling any line or doing anything with the baits, floating them downstream. I think underneath, towards the, bottom of the river, I think the current's actually going in the right direction. Well, if it's going, well, the thing is, I mean, well, it could be. If the baits are, if if it's going the opposite direction, I would think it's a good thing from my perspective, because if you here, I'll turn this around so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So as you go this way, now don't get mad at me because I'm not fishing in this particular spot. That's Those are the bridges that I typically fish at. The that that right this bridge right here, this little one right here, I actually fish right there, right on the other side of that bridge right there. Right, I'm tickling that area. I usually fish right there. That's my spot. That's where I catch most of my flatheads for the most part. I'll catch them right there. This bridge underneath here, this whole thing right here, there is tremendous rocks, and you really get I can get hung up probably every other cast. A lot of times I'll get hung up big time there. That's where I lose uh, most of my fish. And the thing is if you look underneath there, it's all it's all concrete, so it's tough to actually get a good get a rod holder in there pretty good. So that's kind of like that's why I fish down, yeah, right there, right about there. We fish right most of the time. We fish right there, and then the current comes back this way. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I do. 217. That's exactly what my setup is. My setup is right off the bottom. It's not too far off the bottom. Um, that's how I always fish. I always have floats. Um, oh crap! So yeah, I always have floats on my lines. I never go straight on the bottom. Even with the floats, the sinkers are what get hung up the most. Um, it doesn't matter what sinker I use. Charles, I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm right. If you look at that big building right there, that's center. That's a part of. That's on the other side. That's by the University of Penn, Pennsylvania. Oh, floating it. Hmm. Interesting. Floating it from the top. I never thought about floating. I mean, I would say it's. I don't know how to float it from the top and put the bait 15 feet down. In that area, it drops off really deep. I mean, we're talking, it could be 15, 17 feet deep, no sweat. Um, so I don't know how to get a float that's going to stay on top. I guess it's like a slide float or something. What's going on? Uh, no, the rocks are the rocks are too far down. Um, no, 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 not the Susquehanna River. I'm on the Schuylkill River. I'm on the Schuylkill River down by Philadelphia. I'm like Philadelphia is right there. It'll take me a minute to get in, or actually take me 3 or 4 minutes to get into Center City. The Philadelphia Art Museum's down that way. Um, yeah, I mean, I never really tried floating it just because of the. I mean, I'd have to with um, 3 lines out there floating in the current would probably, I don't know. I guess it would be a lot to do. Like I'd have to, because they would go out of the way really fast. Like in the normal current, like this is an odd thing that is happening right now where there's really not much current. But I definitely have to. I wouldn't mind looking into that. I mean, it's just that we've had so much. I mean, I've had so much success with you know doing the Santee rig that it doesn't really. I didn't really think to do something like that or give it a try. But I may, I might experiment with that. That's definitely something, I could definitely think about doing. So we are definitely at the tail end of this adventure in Philadelphia. That's what this was today. Trying to do a little free fishing to see if there's, another spot that we can go to. I'm using a completely new bait, using trout. So I don't know what's going to happen on Thursday. Hopefully we can, we'll be able to hook up on some fish. Hopefully the weather's a little warmer. But yeah. I mean, seriously, I wouldn't mind giving it a try. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how you would get the fish or the bait that far down. That's my only concern is how to get the bait down 15 feet and still try to cast it out far enough that you're in that area. I don't know how to do that. I don't have a big enough pole. I might have to get like a 10-foot pole. Oh yeah. One of my patron teams floats this weekend. Nice. You can slip bobbers. Slip bobbers. All right. Huh. So the bobber is going to slide as the heavier weight goes down. That pulls the bait down to the bottom. And what do I use? Just a standard egg sinker? Is that what you use? Just an egg sinker down by where your bait is? I mean, like off your leader line? I think I would be just a little nervous about trying to put that, let it go out a certain depth. I just don't think the fish are here right now, to be honest. I mean, this is definitely a prime spot. I think, like people were saying before, the barometer, kind of dictates, what these fish are going to do. And with this weather front coming in the next couple days, I just don't think they're going to be biting today. So, tell you what, guys, everyone, let me see that. Let me see that before I end this stream. The bobber slide, you put a stopper on the line. The bobber's at the blade and the starting it goes up to your star. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. That's what I figured it was going to do. All right. All right, so everyone, thank you. I'm going to wrap it up here. It's starting to get a little cold. You get a blue. Yeah, guys, I'm going to end the stream now. I got to get back home to pick up my kids. I want to thank everybody once again for coming onto my channel, watching me fish, talking to everyone, cracking jokes here and there. Buck, you had a really good one today. Shout out to everyone who's in the channel. If you guys haven't subscribed to anybody's channels, please do. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Hopefully you'll see me on Thursday night. I'll be right down where that other bridge is, because I am not coming here. I'll be down there with my trout. You know, there might be a shake and bake sighting tomorrow. Bill and myself hanging out again. Thank you, everyone. I'll see everybody in everybody else's chats. Make sure you go to Pontoon Jody's on Thursday night, Flathead Challenge, all right? Catfish Curtis here. I'll see you. I'll make sure I do that moderator thing too. Yes, Don, I will do that. Thank you. Take care, guys.